Every year, Metro Police responds to tragic incidents, infants dying as a result of co-sleeping. Here to talk about the dangers are Officer Luis Vidal and Detective Donald Heredia. Thank you both so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Thank you, Alyssa, for having us. And this is an important topic for us. It's very tragic, not just for the families that are going through these incidents, but also for the detectives that have to respond. As parents, all of us always put ourselves in the shoes of the people that are dealing with something like this. But something that we notice is that it's all preventable, right? And whether it's because of cultural practices or just misinformation, we want to share important tips with you guys so that we can communicate with all those new parents and existing parents with the best practices.
Oh, absolutely. And this is something that a lot of people think is kind of far-fetched because they don't know anyone that this has happened to, but this is very real for Metro. Just tell us briefly how many deadly co-sleeping incidents Metro responded to last year.
Yeah, so last year we had 21 co-sleeping events where there was an unfortunate death of a child. They range from newborns all the way to 3 years old is what we had. Yeah, so it can happen at any age. I know people think that it could just be a very young child, but yeah, it could be a little bit older of a toddler.
And that is so tragic to have to respond to these incidents. You were telling me you average 22 per year. So this is definitely something that is preventable, that doesn't have to happen to families, especially here in the Valley if they follow safe sleeping practices, which I'm on all the mom blogs, okay? I have 2 little ones, and I see people both touting safe sleep practices, and I see people touting co-sleeping, saying it's more natural, and maybe that's the cultural aspect there. It's more natural to respond to my baby. It's easier to breastfeed. Or they're even saying the only people, and this is, they're sharing anecdotal, they're not sharing data, but they're saying the only deaths that are occurring are people who are not preparing properly for co-sleeping. So people who accidentally kill their infant while they fall asleep in the nursing chair, or who are so exhausted they bring their baby into the bed with pillows and blankets. Is that something that you actually see? Tell us what you do see, these deaths.
Yeah, so exactly like you stated, those are the things that we do see. I don't think there's any proper way to prepare for co-sleeping due to the fact that it's an accident. A lot of the times it is an accident. Falling asleep when you're too tired after breastfeeding. We've seen cases of that with suffocation, just from the position of the baby during the feeding. If you're sleeping with a child in bed, you can't prepare for a blanket or a pillow to fall to block the breathing, to cause asphyxiation for the child. So those are the things that people say they can prepare for it, but there's no proper way to prepare for co-sleeping. If you want the child there with you, have a crib, have a bassinet in the room. You can have it next to the bed. That way they have their own sleeping space, but have it clear. Don't have a blanket in there, don't have a pillow. Have them in a sleep sack, or have them swaddled until they're old enough to be put in a sleep sack when they're in a rolling age.
Right, and that is the American Academy of Pediatrics, recommends babies now sleep in the room, not co-sleeping, but in a bassinet or a crib in the parents' room until they're 1 year old. And so I think a lot of people, it used to be 6 months. And it's just so hard for parents to get sleep. So what do you tell parents who are really struggling and or want to co-sleep?
I highly discourage it due to the fact that, like I said, you don't know that's going to be you that it happens to, and these people don't expect it to be their child, but it is. Like you said, though, have the bassinet, have the crib next to the bed. That way you don't have to get up and go to another room. If you have a spouse, have them help with you. If you're too tired with breastfeeding, have them stay up, because if you have 2 eyes there, hopefully if you fall asleep, they can be there to help place the baby in their own crib as well.
Yeah, it's so tragic, and we really hope that these numbers go down. Thank you both so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, if you have a question for Metro, please send us an email to behindthebadge@fox5vegas.com.